So I want you to imagine, if you will, soft celestial music that's playing in the background. There's a glowing silhouette that steps forward, bathed in light. You hear the voice, ancient and knowing, and it begins to speak. Before the winds first howled across the deserts of time, before stone touched stone to raise the very first city, before the gods gathered to whisper destiny into the clay of man, she was. She is Inanna, the queen of heaven, the morning and the evening star, the mistress of love, of war, of fertility, the flame of life itself. She was not born in myth, but in the memory of earth itself. You see in the ancient dust of Sumer, where the rivers Tigris and Euphrates carved life into the land, they knew her name. Before Ishtar, before Aphrodite, before Venus, there was Inanna. At dawn, they called her Inanna Ud, her star blazing across the horizon, heralding the day's awakening. At twilight, she became Inanna Sig, descending in mystery and fire. As Inanna Nun, the princely one, she ruled not from a throne of gold, but from the force of divine will that spins the stars and crushes empires alike. You see her temple. Ayana stood at Uruk, not merely stone, but a beacon, a gateway between worlds. Within Sacred Heart, priests sang her hymns, and queens bowed their heads. There she was both terror and tenderness. You see, she is sensuality without the shame. She is the heat in a lover's breath. She's the aching of longing, and she's the moan of fulfillment. She is fertility, the sacred blood of birth, the pulse that quickens womb and feel the light. She does not apologize for passion. She is passion, but she's also war. Oh, yes, war. Not the petty skirmishes of kings, but the great upheaval, the breaking and remaking of worlds. She strides into the battlefield with lions at her feet and stars on her brow. She carries bow and blade, not to destroy for destruction's sake, but to remind all creation demands courage. Do not mistake love for weakness. Her love has leveled walls and raised gods. Some think of gods as distant as cold, but Inanna was never that. She walked among the mortals. She whispered in the ears of rulers. She held children to her breast and pressed her feet to blood-soaked fields. She was the breath between life and death, the veiled gatekeeper. Dumuzid, her beloved, he too knew her fury and her yearning. You see, his fate, entwined with hers, spirals through the mythic wheel of seasons. He descends and she weeps. He rises and she rejoices. In that cycle, all things are reborn. Ninshaber, her loyal messenger, the one who never faltered, rode across heaven and earth to summon aid when Inanna, the queen of heaven, was cast into the underworld. For she too journeyed into death, not as a prisoner, but as a challenger. Yes, she descended. She stripped herself of crown, of robe, of rings, of all that marked her station, for none may enter the great below adorned. She stood naked before her sister, Ereshkigal, in darkness, in silence, and in surrender, and she died. But death could not hold her. 3 days, 3 nights, the balance was broken, and she rose again, transformed, transcendent. And in that rising, she became more than goddess. She became archetype, the divine mother, the divine feminine in her full art, maiden, mother, warrior, and queen. She is not of the past. She is now. She is the unspoken strength in a woman's lullaby as a mother to her baby, the fire of a protester's eye, the hands of a healer, and the heart of a storm. They speak of goddesses as if they belong to myth, but she is written in our bones. She is the blood memory, the sacred code that's within the dreaming of us all. Look to the heavens, there she is, Venus shining in defiance of night. She burns not in the reflection of the sun, but from the echo of her own eternal flame. They gave her titles. Mistress of Heaven, she who opens the womb, destroyer of cities, weaver of fates, and yet she wears them all. But above all, she is mother, not merely of gods and mortals, but of possibility itself. She was there when the first breath stirred in the clay of man. She taught the people to harvest the grain. She taught the people to sing to the stars. She taught the people to make love and to make war. And she's in every seed planted with hope, every hand held in tenderness, every choice made with courage. Long before the temples of Uruk rose from the marshes, before the Akkadians whispered Ishtar in reverence, before Babylonian priests cast their rites, before even the memories, of our histories, long gone, she stood at the edge of nothing, weaving light into form. For she is Inanna. She does not fade. She does not sleep. She is the breath behind creation and the scream before revolution. Bow, oh bow, not in fear, but in recognition. She is not above us. She is within us. We carry her in our pulse, in our ache, in our becoming. So rise, love fiercely, create boldly, fight when you must, and never forget. She was, she is, and she always will be. And so the celestial music swells. The figure fades into light, and the stage is left glowing with the resonance of these words that have been uttered, for she is Inanna, and don't you forget it. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content.